Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Rangers Shadows of Almia. In the last episode we were demoted. Degraded is something entirely different. Demoted to being a paperboy, and in today's episode we're talking to President Hans. Because that's a real good name for somebody in charge. We cleared our first mission, and I hope that we're going to get right into our second mission as a Pokemon Ranger. Also, we got like 2 tutorials after graduating, because apparently graduating does not mean that you know what you're doing, which actually, like I said in the last episode, is fairly accurate. I feel like that's fairly accurate. Wait, what? Wait, what? What am I doing? I guess skipping through dialogue can be an issue. Because I have no idea what just happened. Do I live here now? Yeah. The beds in the ranger base are pretty comfortable, don't you think? Okay, so we live here? Like, all of us live here? I've got questions. Because do we get paid? Do we get paid? Okay, so this is a question not just for Pokemon Ranger, but this is a question I have for like people that we have missions and stuff. And look, this tutorial makes sense to get as a ranger and not in school, because it's literally about the job of being a ranger rather than it being about like how to use your styler and stuff like that. And even the part of Pokemon 1 made a certain amount of sense, because we didn't like officially get him back until after we graduated. But the Pokemon Assist tutorial should really have been in school. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, this is a question I have like in general for people that are like live in cooks or live in butlers or whatever. Like people who live at the place they work. Because they get paid, but presumably like everything they need money for should also be provided to them by their employer, like a place to live and food. And like, okay, so maybe things like clothing, no. But if there's a work uniform, at least that one. So there is a lot there that you usually, as like a human being, be paying for yourself. After work, you go home and you need to pay rent because you need to, or like a mortgage or whatever, because that's just how living works. People who like work and live in the same place, like again, like a live-in cook, a live-in butler, a live-in whatever. Like there's a lot of functions you can do while like living at a place of employment. Do they get paid less because like money is deducted from that for like the living expenses and stuff like that? Or do they get paid like a shit ton of money they have like barely any time or freedom to use because they don't have like their own place? How does this kind of job work? Because I'm well aware that if you are a butler, you are not on duty 24/7. And if you're a live-in cook, you're not like on duty 24/7. You like make 3, 4, 5 meals a day for your employer, and the rest of the day you just kind of hang out. I guess maybe during the day hours you need to be on call for if he wants a snack or something, but at a certain time at night, or the other way around, maybe not during the day, but at night, I saw Glamia, let's go get the Glamia. Maybe not yet. You need to be on call because maybe he wants like, I don't know, a fucking cheese platter. Just saying something, right? It's not like you're on call 24/7. But what do you do with, like, when do you get days off and how does that work? And does that mean like there's multiple like people working like there's 2 people working, one 3 days a week and one 4 days a week, something like that. There's so many questions I have about this, and I don't have the money to be worrying about this kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm probably never going to be like that obscenely rich where I have people like working on like a live-in basis. But like by far, like those are very important questions, but by far like the most interesting question to me, can I leave? I can. By far the most interesting question to me out of the bunch there is, do you get reduced pay because you don't need a home of your own? As a matter of fact, do you have a home of your own when you do that? Because you don't really need one, unless you like go home during the weekend, at which point you're paying for a home you're only using 2 days a week, which seems a little excessive in my opinion. Then again, I know people who like work on cruise ships will be away from home for like 6 to 8 months a year and then live in their own home for the remaining, like during the winter, oftentimes like cruises just won't go because, well, in certain areas anyway. So maybe they can like, would there be people who normal typing, you know what, just fucking... I probably should have just recharged with Pichu. These are all questions I have, and I desperately need those questions answered. So if anybody has questions for my answers, also feel free to post those in the comments. But if anybody has answers to my questions, specifically, I just got somebody with the field move cup. You lucky motherfucker. Please do enlighten me. Please do enlighten me. Okay, that's 1 shallows about to be captured. That's damageless, and I think I didn't even take my stylus off the screen, so this might be an S rank. It's an A rank. What differentiates an S rank from an A rank? No, really, do tell me, please. Enlighten me, because I have no idea. Glad me out. Cut down this weird-ass thing, which I guess the logs and cut trees down, so that makes sense in a weird way, maybe? I don't know. So we're actually doing Pokemon Ranger stuff here. We're not just paper boys anymore. We've been promoted. We've been promoted to actually being useful, which is amazing. So I'm going to just like, actually, I'm not going to ignore all Pokemon because the more experience I get, the easier the game becomes. And I could really use like a bit of an easier time with this game because, again, my control scheme does not make this game easy at all. And it's not necessarily an easy game as is, right? It can be a tricky game anyway. Regardless of like handicaps through control schemes or not. I should probably like have been playing this on a tablet instead. I think I have like an iPad somewhere. Maybe. It'd be an old model, so I might not even be able to capture like from it if I did. So that might not be a viable thing for me to want to do. Am I fighting all 4? I'm not fighting all 4 of these at once. That is actually kind of surprising because it looked like I would. I mostly like have to watch out because this might just be me being bad and not necessarily the control scheme being bad, right? But when you're playing those on a DS, you can see like the styler is where your stylus touches the screen. I'm playing this on a mouse, which means there's a disconnect between where the cursor is on screen and where my hand is on the desk, which that makes it so that I am a little bit hesitant to do things very quickly. Though I guess doing it more and more, I'm getting more used to it. So this might actually just be a good exercise for me. That's an S rank. This might just straight up be a good exercise for me to like have a little bit more special awareness about where my cursor is on screen at any given time. This might make me more productive, is what I'm saying. It definitely will not, but it might. That's not how language works. I know. That's quick. That's real quick. Turns out Pichu, very easy to capture, which makes sense because if your recharging Pokemon was difficult to capture, it would end up taking more HP away from you than it would give back, which would be really counterproductive, so it makes sense that Pichu's easy to capture. I just hadn't thought about that until I literally started talking about it right now. So, okay, let's try to speed up these circles a little bit. You see, sometimes I just barely miss the line a little bit, and that wouldn't happen on a DS. On a DS, that wouldn't happen to me. On here, you can say it clearly does happen to me sometimes. Again, I feel like I am getting better as these episodes go along. This is episode 5, I believe. There will be a fair amount of more episodes. Can I just break this? Maybe? I need Soak 2. You have Soak 1, so I probably need a Gastrodon, is what I'm guessing. There's a Pichu there, which I don't need because I already have one. Must be out of range, we should capture and befriend Pokemon here. The Pokemon cry from behind this boulder. That's probably the Gastrodon. It's probably a Gastrodon! Which we need to murder the machine. So, do we... What do we do to unlock you? Probably Soak 1, right? Yeah, so we use a Shallows on the Geodude to break the rock to get the Gastrodon. Makes perfect sense to me. The chunky rock was actually a Geodude. We saw the Geodude becoming the rock. Which is really impressive actually, how a Geodude becomes an actor. That was stupid on my part. I just went straight into that attack. I didn't need to, I just kinda did. Huh, what'd you know? The only thing I'm worrying about is this rock a Crush? It's a Crush 2. So what we probably need to do is find a place where we can find a smaller rock, which, fine, we'll take on the Zubat. One at a time. I could have sworn that if multiple Pokemon are on screen when you go into a fight, it automatically becomes a bigger, multiple Pokemon fight. That might just be a thing in Pokemon Ranger 1, that might be a thing in, Guardian Science, which is not as good of a game as this, as far as I recall. Or I might just be misremembering. Very well might just be misremembering. Might be a different game where you have, Pokemon, well not Pokemon, but enemies in the overworld, but then you go into a separate battle screen. That's a very common mechanic in RPGs and specifically JRPGs. And then if there's any others around, they also get put in there. I only need one Geodude. One Zubat, I mean. So it might be just an entirely different game. Hello, Squirtle. I'm just gonna get you because... Do you have Crush 2? I don't know that. I guess we will know that in a moment. But as of right now, I do not know that. So as I said, every time we see a Pokemon we haven't seen before, I will do a attempt at capturing that Pokemon, just to be filling out the Pokédex a little bit, or whatever it's called in this game. But by and large, I won't be going after the very difficult to get Pokemon. I guess we really don't need you, do we? Also, you're a Zubat, so fuck off. Nose Pass, it's your turn. And then we get Gastrodon, which is the actual oh, you also will take a while to capture, and that deals 2 damage. I had a Squirtle, didn't I? Yeah, let's use that. Okay, so we gotta wait, and then that does 51. Hold on, that does 50. What? And that was he's slower as well, so that is real good for me. Surely that's going to be quite a lot of experience, because that was quite a lot of HP we needed to go through. 19. Really? 19. That's all you're gonna give me. 19. That seems slightly underwhelming, not gonna lie. I guess we did need it for the story, so they don't want to give you too much experience for that. But I swear, Gastrodon better give us more. Well, actually, no, I have no idea, because Gastrodon might be easier to get. Which would be a little bit weird if it would. Oh, that's a good point. Probably shouldn't have did that. Let's see how difficult Gastrodon is to get. Oh, you are going to be a bitch, aren't you? You're going to be a real bitch to get. That's Mud Bomb. Your attacks are not that difficult to deal with though, which is very helpful. See, I'm learning to do this a little bit more quickly. I'm not very precise with like making small circles. I'm going to be honest about that. I make fairly big circles. But, oh, you deal 4 damage, but no! You almost got me there. You almost fuck. Poke Assist, recharge. At least I'll get a little bit of HP back through that. No, 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 no! Fuck you! Again, I do think that the losing of progress on your captures happens a little too quickly. Again, that might partly be because I'm using this weird ass fucking control scheme, which nobody should ever be using playing this game. But I do feel like sometimes you can barely get through an entire attack without them lowering your progress bar, which is kind of annoying. I did get hit a lot there, so I'm expecting not a lot of experience. Okay, so by default, Gastrodon gives 25, which is more than I got from Nosepass, like, in general. And I think I got a B rank on Nosepass? Oh, voice crack. I think, oh yeah, that is a thing, ain't it? Can I still do this? I feel like I can still do this and then those other Pokemon will just not be mind controlled anymore. That's how that works, right? Surely that's how that works. Yeah, that's exactly how that works. Great. The machine wants to cause you don't say. I really that thick. You see a very like big evil machine in a cave, and in that cave, all of the Pokemon are acting weird. And you're like, I'm a detective! I know the machine was the cause all along! No shit, Sherlock. Anyway, let's go. You stay in here? Okay, sure. Apparently, we just leave you here to die. I don't care about you. Less people that annoy me, the better. Especially since when you follow me, you don't really even give me any directions as to where I'm supposed to be going. So, let's get a new Pichu. I'm not going to be using it because at the Ranger base I'll be able to recharge, but just having a recharging Pokemon on your team at all times is just straight up a good idea. I got so lucky that I didn't get hit. I don't know. If you watch that frame by frame, I'm pretty sure that it was like at most 2 frames. Maybe even like a frame perfect thing, which I call it frame perfect. That sounds like it was intentional. That was very much not intentional, as a matter of fact. I was like, this is probably a bad idea for me to be doing right now. Probably should have just like taken my styler off the screen. What are we talking about? Big Bertha. My silly husband got jealous I'm saying going to date with Crawford in the cave, so I told him that's exactly what I'm doing. Ha 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 ha. I gotta see this. That I gotta see. That feels like an optional cutscene. That feels like an optional cutscene, which would be potentially hilarious if you gave a shit about these characters, which clearly I do not. There's no cutscene here. There's just some extra dialogue, maybe. What is this lightweight piece of junk? Oh, so this is actually what you just have to do, is it? No, it's not. I guess it gives a little bit more character to, well, the characters. And especially this background character, because this Bertha, I think she was called Bertha, right? Look, if you're playing any, like, cliche fantasy type game, and you see a big woman, there's like an 8 out of 10 chance that she's called Bertha. It's not very creative, but it's just kind of the case. It's also borderline offensive, maybe? It might just straight up be offensive. I didn't come up with it. It's just something... Bertha is just a name given to a big woman. And I don't quite understand why. I guess it's the same thing, but in a different context as Karen. It just kind of fits, right? Sometimes a name just kind of fits a person. And I got a rank up! Episode 5, I believe, we got our rank up. We're now Ranger rank 1. Poke says Bog is now usable. Oh yeah, that's right. Poke assists are locked. Certain types are locked behind certain ranks. We upgraded style's functionality whenever you're promoted a Pokemon Ranger rank. Check your styler on the glossary for details on the newly added features. You should also have a look at this. It sounds like one of your classmates is making a name for himself. I'm sorry, what? I thought I was supposed to be the star pupil? I graduated in 7 days. Granted, I still need tutorials after that, so maybe I graduated a little bit too quickly, but oh my god, what's happening now? Whatever's happening, we're going to be doing in the next episode. Is there a ranger here sometime for me? I was hoping to find someone for my mission. Sure, a rookie. I'm not a rookie, I'm a rank 1 oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Did you add quests? Ordinary citizens may approach us with requests for help. A job that comes out of such a request is called a quest. Your marvelous brain power never ceases to amaze me. If possible, we never turn down a citizen quest. That depends entirely on the reward. What I'm saying is that missions aren't only the job a ranger does, people. Okay, so we have missions and we have quests. Quests are like side quests and missions are main quests. That's pretty much everything there is to it. And okay, so there's a total of 10 ranks, I think I saw. So you can just like go on side quests. We might like do that every now and then, but we're probably mostly going to be sticking with the main quest. Because otherwise this game becomes very, very, very long. Because there's a lot. There's a lot of side quests. I'll try to keep this simple. My wife, she had to go out into the Mirror Cave, so but you know that that'll take care of Pokemon. What's worse, our Miltank is acting all sorts of I don't have much gear, blah 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 blah. Can you get to my farm and set the Miltank down? We'll be doing that next episode. But we definitely can. I know where the farm is. I talked about wanting to capture that Miltank anyway, like last episode. So we'll be doing that. So that's your first ever quest. I have to tell you, you can only accept one quest at a time. It'll look bad if we accepted more than one and then we forgot to do one. I mean, I can accept one and then still forget to do that. I have a menu screen for all the quests I've accepted. So your reasoning is kind of bullshit. I understand it's a game mechanic to differentiate like quests from... Actually, no. Differentiating quests from missions would be being able to do more than one at a time. Huh. Anyway, I'll see you back next time with Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia when we're capturing a Miltank. That was... I was thinking of the name. When we're capturing a Miltank, which is now officially the canonical name of Miltank's evolution, which does not exist. I'll see you back next time. Until then, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this video, which hopefully you have. Is that water on the inside of this base?